So, welcome to your first voice lesson. We're going to start with the absolute base of singing. Nothing else happens without this, and it is your posture. So I want you to start by reaching up way over your head and bend all the way down and touch your toes. Feel that stretch?
Mm-hmm.
And then take your arms and extend them out past your shoulders, behind your back. Stretch them upward. Feel that stretch.
Mm-hmm.
And then down, all while staying down. And then cross your arms in front of you. Push on your palms. Feel that stretch in your upper back.
Mm-hmm.
Release. And slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. And when you arrive at the top, roll your shoulders back. This is how you should stand every time you sing. You don't always have to go through the stretches, but this elongates your spine. It relaxes the muscles in your back, which you need fully relaxed to be able to expand to your full capacity. Your shoulders are back. Your chin is forward but not up. If you need to get back to this position, feel like there is a string attached to the top of your head, pulling you upward like a puppet.
Okay.
And if you release, this should be your final posture. So once you're there, the next thing you have to accomplish is your breathing. Now, when you think of breathing, where do you breathe from?
Your diaphragm.
Your diaphragm. Is that the only place you breathe from?
Yeah.
You can expand. Your lungs run the entire span of your chest. Like down to the bottom of your torso, up to your collarbone. That's just all of your lungs. So if you think of how big they actually are, that expands your breath capacity in and of itself. And then in your back, you expand in your lower back. And if you put your hands on your ribs and take a deep breath, you should feel those expand as well.
Mm-hmm.
Think of an inner tube down around your midsection, and you are filling up that entire inner tube. If it helps, stand with your hands on your ribs, or stand with one on your ribs and one on your stomach, and take a deep breath in. And you should feel all of that expand. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to do a couple of breathing exercises before we get started into warming up. So put one hand on your ribs and one on your stomach. We're going to breathe in for 4, out for 8 on a sound, okay?
Okay.
So 1, 2, ready, go. That was felt pretty easy.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to try in for 8, out, in for 4, out for 16. Same idea. So 1, 2, ready, and how much air do you have left by the time you hit 16?
A small amount. Not a lot, but still some.
Not a lot? Let's try 24.
Okay.
So in for 4, out for 24 full counts. 1, 2, ready, in. Did you have any air left by the end?
Yeah, but because I was using less air.
So you're learning to budget your air really well, which is a great thing to start with, because if you whoosh out all of your sound at the beginning of a phrase, there's no matter how long it is, you're not going to make it all the way through.
Mm-hmm.
So those are your basics of posture and your basics of breathing. So that's how you're standing now. Show me your singing posture. You can relax a little bit in your shoulders. You're not like, look at how big and bravado I am. I'm such a manly man. You are just relaxed. Good. So that's great for your starting posture. You've got the breath down. So let's do a couple of warm-ups. You're probably baritone, tenor 2?
Between the two.
Somewhere in there? Okay. Probably toward the lower end of your range there.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna go. And we're just gonna do that up for an indeterminate amount of time. Oh, 1, 2, ready, and. For a couple more, but as we get higher, keep in mind, think of the line that you're working with, because this is just warm-ups, but it'll carry over into once we start working. You bloom into the top note and then decrescendo. So just nice little hairpin dynamics. It's just a warm-up, but just a warm-up is a skill that if you build it here, it'll come more easily in the music and you won't have to work as hard.
Okay.
And then think about it, a rich sound, the higher you get, more space in the back, really raise your soft palate, and then if it gets too high, flip into falsetto. Okay. And we'll do a couple of exercises around that range to help you with that transition. So this is where we left off.
Sorry, did I drop that in octave?
Yeah, you totally did.
Okay.
So. I'm noticing that when you're getting into your higher range, you're really reaching for it with your face, and that'll really strain your sound. It puts a lot of tension in your neck, and it just strangles your sound, makes you sound kind of like a 5-year-old. And as a collegiate baritone, you should never have to sound like that.
Okay.
So if it helps you, let's try this. Hands way up over your head, reach on your toes, all the way up. And just touch your toes again. And stay there.
Okay.
And you're going to try it from there. Okay, come back up. So that was probably really tough. Yeah? Now, we're going to do the same thing. Bend over, we'll do one, and then you're going to stand back up.
Okay.
So let's try that. So, 1, 2, ready, and. Stand up. Your break is. Your break is right around that F and G at the bottom of the treble clef staff. But did that feel easier? Did that feel a lot better to you?
Yeah.
The more, if you are struggling something, practice it in a way that feels stupid and not conducive to what you want to do. Like trying to sing at the top of your range bent in half, and then as soon as you release it, you would not believe how much easier it is. That applies to breath as well. If you have a phrase that you feel like you can't get through, try going through it on the rhythm of the. I guarantee by the time you go back to notes, it'll feel so much easier for you.
Okay.
So we're going to do a couple warm-ups right around this break zone and practice flipping into falsetto. We'll warm up your low range a little bit, and then we should be good to go.
Okay.
So we're going to start here, and we're going to keep going up, except we're going to do yee-haw, yee-haw, right around my break.
Okay.
So it's going to be the same arpeggios, but you're going to do it on a melisma for the first two, and then arpeggio, just with the first and the fifth. So starting here. Yep, there it is.
Still, yeah.
That's okay. Try to remember to keep your chin down.
Okay.
If it helps, leave the finger like right in that little indent above your chin. Don't squeeze it, but if you just leave it there, it'll help you remind you. So starting here.
Oh, sorry, what? Okay. Okay, cool.
Cool. Make sure you get a good deep breath for this. 1, 2, ready, and the last it's just all in that ah vowel.
Okay.
So going up. Really working on that.
Yeah.
So that's really tough for you.
Yeah, it is.
Are you familiar with how to get into your falsetto?
Sort of, but I struggle with flipping between the two.
Okay, then we're going to do something else instead. We're going to do this. Start with here. Do what I do. Yee! Exactly, and you feel where that break is.
Yeah.
So we're just going to do more of that. Yee! Feel free to use your hands. It helps open up your space and it connects to your brain. Let's try that again. Okay, so you get the idea behind this. We're going to try a different exercise. Let's start down here. Yodelay. So, and we're going to go from there, and it's going to be lots of fun. 1, 2, ready, and yodelay. Good. Keep going. Keep it out of your nose.
Okay.
Pardon my piano playing. That's not pretty.
Yodelay.
Last one.
Yodelay.
category, just a twist. Keep you on your toes. Good, so you felt how that so much more beautifully painted over your break zone.
Mm-hmm.
The more that you can do exercise like that, and the exercise like the sirens, it'll really help to smooth that over, and you'll be gliding over it seamlessly like before you know it.
Okay.
So we're going to do one more thing in your lower range, and then we're going to be good and start some singing. So let's start here. Blah, 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 blah. Making sure, blah, blah, you're not whooshing out all your air, but you're still giving that B its due.
Okay.
And just keep it light and relaxed, especially as we go down. Don't tuck your chin. Just use more air and try to release the sound. So starting.
Blah, 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 blah. 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 Blah, 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 blah.
I'm going to wrap it there for you, but that should cover it. That should be good to go. I feel like you're warmed up. We've covered a lot in terms of how to deal with some of the vocal problems you'll run into, and I think that gives us a really strong start to work with.